opening weekend at Rainforest Wild Asia. So stay tuned for my top tips. This park and the upcoming Rainforest Wild Africa, which I'm also working on, really focuses on rainforest ecosystems, which are so crucial to our planet. The whole global climate relies on rainforests. And the park is laid out according to the different layers that you can expect in a rainforest. The park is actually relatively small. If you're in a hurry, you could take the elevated walkway and kind of zoom through in maybe a couple of hours.
So if you've got a very young kid, you can see everything and then go home to nap.
But of course, if you can, take a slow walk through the adventure path. If you've got little ones and you're not sure whether they can handle the orange track, more adventurous path, then I suggest you try out the cast loop track first because it's a loop, it's short, and then there's fun elements.
Nice photo ops, you can give your kids a taste of adventure, and then if they're whining too much, you know, okay, you don't want to do any more orange paths that day.
And also, there's no fence to look over to see the langurs, so they might actually get a better view from the orange path than they would on the elevated walkway.
Oh hello! Some examples of my work. I wrote the information panels for this park. I'm recommending you a route that doesn't cover all the orange pathways because I actually think your chances of spotting wildlife are better from the elevated walkways, probably.
What you gotta know is that this park is really about chance animal encounters. Nothing is guaranteed, especially if you're on the orange path.
These tracks are more about simulating a jungle adventure, which can be really fun. It's not really about up-close encounters with wildlife. After you get back to where you started, you can continue on the elevated walkway, which is where all the interactives, which are particularly good for young ones, are located. Or you can take the orange forest floor trek, which will lead you into the forest floor habitat.
So when you're on the orange path, you may feel like you come to a dead end, but look for gates that you can push open that lead you into the enclosure. Okay. It can be a bit disorienting. Like for example, I just popped out here and it's kind of towards the end of the forest floor habitat if you're walking on the elevated walkway. So you kind of have to walk back through and then come back round again.
If you want to see the beautiful deer, which are not all herbivorous, fun fact which came out of my research.
If you find it quite confusing, you can download the park map or the Mandai app, and that will help with the wayfinding.
From the forest floor, take the elevated walkway to continue on to the rock cascade, which is what we ended up calling the understory layer. Sounds a bit nicer.
I really love talking to the keepers and finding out the special things that they do to look after the animals. This is one of the facts that I was able to share.
Anyone who's read my first book knows I'm interested in poop.
Well, one of the facts that didn't make it onto these panels was how the opening and closing of the animal sphincter actually affects the shape of the poop that is produced.
I liken it to a Play-Doh machine, and that's why deer have like pellet poops and tigers have longer ones like us. Next, you get to the canopy.
This is a huge highlight for me. In one of the panels I talk about them being called the painted monkey. I've actually seen these guys in the wild, and of course there's no way you can get this close, and it's wonderful to see their coloration. Behind me is a siamang in the canopy zone. Happy to see that you don't have to pay for all the adventures. I mean, things like this rope bridge are free.
The add-on adventures have a minimum height requirement of 1.35 meters, so it's not suitable for very young children. AIA Vitality Bounce is for kids 0.9 meters and above, but then there's this free bouncy area in the canopy zone. After the canopy, you can stop for some food at Sentinel. Or you can carry on straight to the watering hole, which has another F&B outlet. And from the elevated walkway, try and see what the sun bear is up to. If it's anywhere close to the upper stream trek, then go and have a look. Otherwise, you can just carry on. I like the lower stream trek because there's this place where you can cross a bridge over crocodiles. You might not even notice that there's a crocodile under there, but now you know. You might also get a closer look at the tapir if you can't see it really clearly from the F&B watering hole. And then you can rejoin the elevated walkway and then you're on the home stretch towards the cavern already.
In the cavern zone, if you've really been to the Mulu caves, then you'll appreciate how amazing the attention to detail is. But if you've never been, this is a very sanitized version which is highly accessible to everyone.
There's aircon, but it's not really a conducive place for putting your kid to have a nap because it's pretty noisy. There's snakes here, which are my favorite animal, and cockroaches, scorpions, and that should really give you a good appetite for Tongluk Group's cavern restaurant. The prices are what you expect for Tongluk Group. And here's a peep at the kids menu.
I'm really glad to see how my work has come together to be a small part of this really wonderful wildlife park experience.
Do read the panels, especially the ones on conservation. If you like this, please subscribe for more. Till next time, bye!